All right, now to day 4 of the trial of Christopher Schurr. He's the former Grand Rapids police officer charged with the murder of Patrick Lyoya.
Today, the defense continued to make its case that Schurr shot Lyoya in self-defense. Jacqueline Francis has been anchoring our streaming coverage all week long on this case. She's been following this case since it happened 3 years ago. She's here now to break down some of the key moments.
We heard from expert police training witnesses today who said the shooting was not unreasonable. That's the opposite of what
Former Officer Christopher Schurr walked into the courthouse marking day 4 of his trial. It was a gloomy, wet morning reminiscent of that day 3 years ago when a routine traffic stop turned deadly.
Okay.
Schurr's attorneys using expert witnesses to dissect the physical struggle leading up to the shooting.
The concept of, just because I'm on top, I'm in control is not necessarily the case.
This witness told the jury it was reasonable to shoot.
And is then at a point where he's exhausted and has very little options other than the use of deadly force to stop the ongoing assault.
It's been a long week of testimony for the jury, but they remain attentive, asking questions like, is deadly force appropriate in situations of active resistance or only in situations of active aggression?
Active resistance, you can't say always, but would most likely not lead to a deadly force incident. Becomes, that it's a fine line between resistance and aggression. So, for example, grabbing a taser would be an aggressive act, and that would raise the level of force greatly. So, hopefully that answers that.
The defense has called 9 witnesses so far. Add that onto the 11 witnesses called by the prosecution. It's been a big week, and things could wrap up as soon as tomorrow or early next week.
Now, I know we asked this question earlier in the week, but I know it's still the big question on everybody's mind. Do we know if the officer is going to testify in his own defense?
I've been asking my sources this all week long, trying to get the answer. They tell me it could come down to a last-minute decision whether they put him up there on the stand to testify in his own defense. And if he chooses not to, the jury will be instructed not to use that against him.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll have to see what happens. Jacqueline, thank you. And our streaming coverage of the trial is going to pick back up again tomorrow morning on Local 4 Plus, and click on Detroit.com.